One day, while playing video games together, Hegi suddenly turned to Tokaiwa and asked, "Would you ever fall for Sue?" Tokaiwa replied, "Anyone would feel something for her, right?" Hegi hesitated for a moment before confessing, "I think I might not be that straight." Seeing Kawaku in male attire made his heart race, and he wasn't sure what to make of it. Asagi, however, couldn't understand Hegi's dilemma at all. Kawaku is a girl, though what does it matter how she dresses? Hegi struggled to explain. So Asagi suggested he meet up with Kawaku again and see how he felt. Sue was delighted to see Tokaiwa walk in. Meanwhile, Hegi noticed that Kawaku wasn't working that day. Feeling a bit lost, he asked Sue to flirt with him, just to test if he would react. Sue played along, whispering a smooth pickup line. Hegi admitted that Sue was undeniably attractive, but he felt zero romantic feelings. Just then, Kawaku approached from behind, exuding pure intimidation. Kawaku sat down beside him and asked, "Why didn't you come before?" Hegi hesitated before answering, "I wasn't sure if I should." Kawaku raised an eyebrow. "So you finally made up your mind to come here and have Sue flirt with you?" Hegi immediately panicked. "No, that was just to test something. Actually, I really just wanted to see you." As soon as the words left his mouth, Hegi wanted to dig a hole and disappear. But then, Kawaku smirked and said, "I wanted to see you too." Hegi short-circuited, face burning. He hurriedly ordered a whiskey to calm himself down. A week later, Hegi finally admitted it. He liked Kawaku. Now that his feelings were clear, another problem surfaced. He and Kawaku weren't close enough to casually meet up alone. So he needed a strategist. Hearing that Hegi was looking for a romance expert, Asagi immediately summoned Fuji. Hegi had a sinking feeling that this was a mistake. Fuji, being a BL and battle romance manga artist, was more than ready to give advice. Lost in thought, Hegi wandered the streets aimlessly. He was so absorbed in his dilemma that he didn't notice Kawaku approaching. Seeing him sulking, Kawaku immediately became concerned. She remembered that Hegi liked sweets, so she invited him to a newly opened dessert cafe that weekend. Hegi, thinking this was a one-on-one date, was thrilled. Kawaku had also invited Sue and the others, but they ended up canceling. Feeling awkward about going alone, she messaged Hegi to cancel as well. Hegi didn't mind at first, but a few days later, Tokaiwa informed Kawaku that Hegi had been so devastated that he fell into a deep depression. Kawaku was horrified. Wait, was he really that excited about dessert? By the time Kawaku realized how much it had meant to Hegi, the dessert cafe had already closed. He had no way to make it up to him. Fuji, ever the problem solver, offered a suggestion, a very questionable suggestion, and Kawaku, for some reason, went along with it. Meanwhile, Hegi's older sister had come to visit. Hearing about Hegi's heartbreak, she told him to keep trying. Then, for some unknown reason, she shoved him outside to wait for a package instead of a delivery. However, Kawaku arrived, holding a box of homemade sweets. Hegi was overjoyed. He invited Kawaku inside. Then, disaster struck as he turned. Hegi accidentally kicked his sister's high heels. And at that very moment, his sister poked her head out from behind him. Hegi's brain immediately went into crisis mode. Oh no? Before he could explain, Kawaku assumed she had just walked in on a couple. "I'm sorry for interrupting." Then she turned and bolted. Tokaiwa and Sue, who had witnessed everything, were completely speechless. Sue, however, immediately realized what had happened. Hegi called her sister. It all made sense now, but by the time they turned back around, Kawaku was already gone.